this park, Jerome, you've got to tell us about it, because it's we know the history part of it, but this is very big in terms of visual. You know, when there's a stag or a deer, whatever you want to call it, it's powerful. The cognacs from the line of park, the park range, are quite powerful with elegance. Where is that coming from?
You know, first it was coming from the Dominic Park style and his recommendation when he created his own blends. And then I saw these brands with a special force. That's why I was very interested in having this range of Cognac Park in my portfolio. Of course, now on the last 4 years, we developed a lot the range of Cognac Park. From VS, classical VS, VSOP. We have a Bordeaux, 15 years old. We have XO, 20 to 25 years old. We have a special cigar blend, very concentrate in flavors, 30, 35 years old. And then we have Extra Grand Champagne. We have it in decanter, which is more than 40 years old. And Park is offering, I mean, a very large possibility how to drink cognac, where to drink cognac, when, and on the rocks in cocktail with the young cognac, or neat, or even on small rocks with the oldest cognac. Without betraying my family, you can use a cigar blend with a very small rocks in it. You will develop the fruit flavors. It is different that if you drink it neat, but it's very interesting as well. And we have our Bordeaux, of course. We can have a portfolio without Bordeaux. 15 years old Bordeaux, which is very elegant, which is very, I would say, he will satisfy the experts in cognac, but as well the non-experts who want to try even first time a cognac, because it's very smooth, very, as you say before about Bordeaux, you have some sweetness in the nose. And so with Cognac Park is focused on elegance, and the work in a maturation is very interesting in it.
Let's talk about this. If we taste the XO, before you talk about maturation, what is in it? Is it Grand Champagne? Is it some Petit Champagne? Is it just a blend of many regions?
Is a blend of the 3 regions. Even I add some 3-4% of Framboise, so I would say 4 regions: Grand Champagne, Petit Champagne, Bordeaux, and very little of Framboise. Thank you. I like very much these glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. And
well, the tulip glass that is used for, say, competitions and the blender's office over in Charente is also very nice, but for enjoyment.
Yeah, this is exactly this. You have the part tulip glass, maybe more for tasting as expert, and this glasses is more for enjoying, having pleasure, because sometimes we just forget that to make cognac is just to have.
You've got to be very serious at making it.
Yeah.
But we've got to be loose enough at consuming it.
And you know, when I'm drinking cognac, just in 2 words, in my laboratory, then I need to drink cognac with my friends or with people around or after dinner, because I have to feel this enjoyment, this pleasure, and it's totally different opinion. Okay, so about maturation of the cognacs, you know, after distillation, we put the cognac spirit in the barrels, in a cask, made from oak. The work with the producer of barrels is very important. The type of how they will burn the oak, making the barrels is very important. The intensity of the fire, how long they will burn it. Right. From these choices, then we will give the first steps and the first range of flavors. If we have very intense fire, short fire, then we will extract more the cacao, coffee nose flavors. If we have a softer fire, longer, we will extract more the honey or the vanilla from the oak.
So this is heavy toast versus light or medium toast. because you say burning, but you know here in America it's real burning. It's charring of the barrels. There's no such thing for the barrels that you're using in Cognac. There's no direct fire on the wood itself.
It is indirect fire because they're thinking that with the indirect fire we have a better proportion in all the barrels inside. We cover more the fire in all part of the barrels inside by indirect fire. So we give more stability to the cognac in the flavors.
When you're getting your barrels, are you sourcing them from only one cooperage or several ones because they all have their different ways? Are some people still already using infrared? Is it are they still doing it with actual little oak chips and
we work with the two producers first, and we fix the type of flavors or the type of barrels we want. Then they are in charge to choose in the stock each lot which will be dedicated to our production. We buy every year about 250 barrels, new barrels. We divide into two suppliers, and so they have to produce for ourselves these barrels. 3 to 6 months only in new barrels. It's enough. More than this, then you're having too much tannin. Then it will be very difficult to decrease the sharpness of the cognac you will get after this.
So then after that, the cognac is transferred into barrels that have been used already?
Yeah, then we transfer in older barrels, 5-6 years, and then when they were getting older, we transfer in 10 to 15 until 20 or 30 the oldest barrels we can have in our stock.
What happens then in the cellars? Do you keep on tasting them? Do you?
Yeah, sure.
The barrels have a barcode, and you know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, the barrels are the barcode. We know exactly what is happening with them. Each lot of spirit of eau de vie inside, representing, for example, 5 to 10 barrels, we have to taste. Then we pump out the spirit in the tanks. We move it, and then we refill the barrels to be sure that we have a stable lot of.
So you're stirring it in order to make it just as a whole.
Yeah.
And then back in different barrels.
Then back in the same or in different.
Okay.
It could be in the same if it was just to blend them. It could be different if, for example, we decided to add some pure water in it to decrease a bit the strength.
Because when you're about to bottle the cognac, you need to bring it down in proof.
Yeah.
So you can decide to do this just in the end, or this is something that you're working on early on.
The process for VSO VSOP takes between 6 to 9 months to reduce step by step the strength. For extra cognac, it can take 2 to 3 years. So it's a very long process to do that.
I see. Why? Because it's quite sensitive?
Because it's very sensitive. If you add too much water in the same time, you are giving some acidity and some sharpness to the cognacs. You are making your cognac shorter in the aftertaste, in the length. So then it takes time to recover. So what we do usually in our process, which is special in Distillerie Tessendier, is that we reduce step by step the cognac till 40. We have to make the filtration, but then after filtration, the cognacs go back to the barrels, to all barrels for recovering. And then it takes 3 to 6 months recovering, resting, we say resting, before bottling.
That's just for you if you have in mind to make cognac. It's not that easy. It takes time. What else do we do to the cognac before it's ready to bottle? Is there anything else? Do you need to move the barrels to a certain part of the warehouse? Or do you know that, well, for that, XO, you can only get the barrels from the top tier of the warehouse.
I mean, by tradition, the spirit is moving and not the barrels. We are not moving the barrels. So we have different cellars. Each cellar has its own humidity content, for example. So we know that we have to blend from that cellar or this cellar to make our final blend. Because in humid cellar, you will have different taste of cognac. You will reduce faster the alcohol content. In drier cellar, you will have more, maybe some dryness, but very intensity. A bit, it will give some nice freshness for young cognac, dry cellar. So it's not too bad as well. But the thing is how to mix between all these aspects.
Right.
And of course, more you are working on older cognac, and more you have complexity, because you have more complexity is that you are choosing different types of cognac from different areas, different aging, different history of the cognacs, where they were produced, how they were aged. And then more you give different lots, more you bring this complexity in the final blends.
So you're adding layers.
Yeah.